Good morning students. Today we are going to discuss about the dispersion relation in a ferromagnetic material. So we already studied the magnon. So what is a magnon? Magnon is nothing but the quantized spin waves. That is, in a domain the spin vectors are not stable, they will vibrate and they will generate magnons. So the quantized spin waves are called magnons. So in today's class we will derive what is the dispersion relation in a ferromagnetic material. So according to Heisenberg model, according to Weiss model, in a ferromagnetic material there are some small regions called domain, and these domains are stable through the exchange energy derived from this Heisenberg model. So, in order to derive this dispersion relation, let us consider a ferromagnetic material at which one of the electron is at position P with spin vector sp bar. This is the spin of an electron which is at the position P. Let the adjacent spinning vectors of the electrons are p minus 1 and p plus 1. ఒక డొమైన్లో ఉన్న 3 ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్లో మిడిల్ ఎలక్ట్రాన్ యొక్క పొజిషన్ వచ్చి p, అడ్జసెంట్ ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ యొక్క పొజిషన్స్ p minus 1 and p plus 1. Their spin vector for this electron at the position at the point p is sp bar, and the spin vector for the electron at the point p minus 1 is sp minus 1. Here it is sp plus 1. So between these electrons, this electron at the position p have been interacting with this p minus 1 and p plus 1 spin vectors or the electrons. Then the exchange energy by the Heisenberg model, the exchange energy exerted at that point P, the electron situated at that point P, is given as exchange energy. Already we have written the formula as minus 2j Si dot Sj. Here the spin vector of electron at point P, here we have 2 adjacent electrons, not a single electron. Like I is having J as the adjacent electrons, but this electron is having 2 adjacent electrons. Then here we will write down the resultant spin as sp minus 1 and sp plus 1. This is the exchange integral of the electron at the point P due to the adjacent electrons p minus 1 and p plus 1. So this is the formula for exchange energy for the electron due to the adjacent electrons at p minus 1 and p plus 1. And here we know that according to quantum mechanics, the magnetic dipole moment of any electron. So here we have considered the electron at position P, hence the magnetic dipole moment of any electron is minus g mu b and spin of that electron. So here we are considering the magnetic dipole moment of the electron at point P, dipole moment of an electron at point P. So I have indicated that term with mu p is equal to minus g mu b. G is the Landau splitting factor and mu b is the Bohr magnetron. Here what is the spin of an electron at point P? It is sp bar. So from this expression, sp bar is minus mu p by g into mu b. So let us substitute the spin vector minus mu p by g mu b. In the above equation, we get exchange energy on the particle p due to the adjacent particles p minus 1 and p plus 1 is minus 2j of sp. Here sp value is minus mu p by g mu b dot sp minus 1 plus sp plus 1. That is, we get 2j by g mu b mu p dot sp minus 1 plus sp plus 1. This is the exchange energy acting on that particle at p due to the adjacent electrons p minus 1 and p plus 1. So here mu p is magnetic dipole moment of an electron, which is given as minus g mu b into sp bar, and sp1 and sp plus 1 are spin vectors of the adjacent electrons which are pointed at p minus 1 and p plus 1. So this is the exchange integral, right? But in atomic and molecular physics, we can write the exchange energy in general as the exchange energy is the dot product of the magnetic dipole moment of the electron and the internal magnetic field generated by that electron. So the exchange energy is the dot product of the magnetic dipole moment associated with that electron and the internal field generated by that electron. So here mu p is magnetic dipole moment and bp is the internal magnetic field generated. So if you compare these two equations, E exchange of minus mu p dot bp and exchange energy is equal to 2j by g mu b is equal to mu p dot sp minus 1 plus sp plus 1. So if you compare these two equations, so here we have the negative sign and the dot product. So this is also the dot product. So then the term internal field generated by that electron bp is equal to negative sign minus 2j by g mu b of sp minus 1 plus sp plus 1. So this is the internal field generated by these electrons. So this is the internal field, and these two are the two expressions in terms of internal magnetic field. This is the exchange energy in terms of spin vectors of the electrons. And according to rate mechanics, so we can write the expression as the rate of change of any quantized angular momentum, that is d by dt of, here the quantized angular momentum means, quantized means we will include the term h bar, and the quantized angular momentum, that is here the spin angular momentum, that is sp. According to rate quantum mechanics, the rate of change of any quantized angular momentum is the cross product of magnetic dipole moment of an electron at that particular position multiplied the cross product of the internal magnetic field generated due to this dipole moments. In general, the rate of change of the quantized angular momentum is the cross product of magnetic dipole moment with that of internal magnetic field. So we have already write down the value of magnetic dipole moment is minus g mu b sp bar. So this is the magnetic dipole moment of an electron in terms of Bohr magnetron, and g is the Landau splitting factor, and sp is the spin of an electron at that particular point. And what is the internal magnetic field generated? It is minus 2j by g mu b sp minus 1 plus sp plus 1. So let us substitute these two terms in this above equation. We get d by dt of h cross sp is equal to minus g mu b sp bar plus the internal field generated is minus 2j by g mu b of sp minus 1 plus sp plus 1. Here the terms, the Landau splitting factor, Bohr magnetron are all constants, they are get cancelled. So the remaining terms are d by dt of sp bar, here h cross is constant, minus into minus plus, then we get 2j by h cross of sp bar cross sp minus 1 bar plus sp plus 1 bar. So this is the rate of change of angular momentum of the electron, the quantized electron at the position P. dsp bar divided by dt is equal to 2j by h cross sp bar cross sp minus 1 bar plus sp plus 1 bar. Now write the above equation in terms of the Cartesian coordinate system. Then dsp by dt can be written as along the three components I dsp of x by dt plus j dsp of y by dt plus k dsp of z by dt, which is equivalent to 2j by h cross sp bar cross sp minus 1 plus sp plus 1. So in the right hand side we have the cross product of sp bar cross sp minus 1 plus sp plus 1. Then the cross product sp bar cross sp minus 1 bar plus sp plus 1 bar can be expanded as modulus of I, j, k components, and sp components along x, y, z axis are sp of x and sp of y and sp of z. Similarly, the components of sp minus 1 plus sp plus 1 can be written as sp minus 1 of x, these are all vectors, next sp plus 1 of x, and sp minus 1 of y plus sp plus 1 of y. Here the z component is sp minus 1 of z plus sp plus 1 of z. By solving this integral, we get the coefficients of I are I multiplied by sp of y multiplied sp minus 1 of z plus sp plus 1 of z minus sp of z and sp minus 1 of y plus sp plus 1 of y. So this is the coefficient of I12. Next, minus j. So here I are writing the positive j coefficient. Then this is the cross multiplication in a reverse manner. That is SPZ SP minus 1 of x plus SP plus 1 of x minus SP of x and SP minus 1 of z plus k multiplied by SP of x, SP minus 1 of x, y plus SP plus 1 of y minus of SP of y, SP minus 1 of x plus SP plus 1 of x. These are the coefficients of I, j and k. Let us substitute these values in the above equation. Then we get I dsp of x by dt plus j dsp of y by dt plus k dsp of z by dt is equal to, the coefficient of I is I multiplied by SP of y and SP minus 1 of total multiplied by 2j by h cross is common for all those, and z plus SP plus 1 of z minus SP of z, SP minus 1 of y plus SP plus 1 of y. These are the coefficients of I total multiplied by 2j by h cross. Next, plus j SP of z and SP minus 1 of x plus SP plus 1 of x minus of SP of x and SP minus 1 of z plus SP plus 1 of z. So these are the coefficients of j. Then the coefficients of k becomes plus k SP of x, SP minus 1 of y plus SP plus 1 of y minus SPy of the coefficient of x terms, that is SP minus 1 of x plus SP plus 1 of x. So these are all the total terms of k coefficients. So if we compare the coefficients of I, j and k on both sides, we get dsp of x by dt is equal to the constant term 2j by h cross, and the coefficient of I is sp of y, sp minus 1 of z plus sp plus 1 of z minus spz of sp minus 1 of y plus sp plus 1 of y. So these are the coefficients along x-axis. Next, similarly, dsp of y by dt is equal to 2j by h cross of spz of sp minus 1 of x plus sp plus 1 of x minus sp of x, sp minus 1 of z plus sp plus 1 of z. So these are all the coefficients of y. Next, the coefficients of z. that is dsp of z by dt is equal to 2j by h cross. So here the k coefficients are sp of x and sp minus 1 of y plus sp plus 1 of y minus sp of y, sp minus 1 of x plus sp plus 1 of x. These are all the three coefficients of spin vectors along x, y and z directions. In order to solve this, let us suppose that the spin of an electron along z direction is constant. That is, let us assume that the spin component of the electron at the position p and also the spin of an electron at position p minus 1 along z direction and also the spin of an electron at the position p plus 1 along z direction is constant. Let that constant be s. That is spz, sp minus 1 of z, sp plus 1 of z. All these terms are replaced with some constant s. Then the above equations, these three equations will be converted as dsp of x by dt is equal to 2j by h cross spy. Here sp minus 1 and sp plus 1 terms are replaced with the constant capital S, that is this is 1s and another s, that is 2s minus s of sp minus 1 of y plus sp plus 1 of y. This is dsp of x by dt term. If you take this s as common, that is 2sj by h cross 2spy minus sp minus 1 of y minus of sp plus 1 of y. This is the rate of change of angular momentum along x direction. Next, similarly, this second equation will be converted as dsp of y by dt is equal to 2j by h cross. Here spz is replaced with s and it is sp minus 1 of x plus sp plus 1 of x minus sp of x. So here we have two z terms, that is 2s. So if you take the s common, then 2js by h cross of sp minus 1 of x plus sp plus 1 of x. All these terms are vectors. Minus 2sp of x. This is the rate of change of angular momentum along y direction. If you take the last one, so the rate of change of spin angular momentum along z direction, since the spin of an electron at the point p along z direction is a constant, that is s, then the differentiation of that constant with respect to time becomes 0. That is dsp of z by dt is equal to ds by dt, so which is equivalent to 0. These are the three coefficients, the rate of change of angular momentum coefficients along x, y and z directions. So in order to solve this, Let us assume that the spin vectors along x and y directions are oscillatory. So Sp of x can be written as u e power I ka pka minus omega t. So here u is the complex amplitude of that oscillatory motion, and here p is an integer, and k is the wave vector, and omega is the angular frequency, and time period t is the time period for oscillations. Similarly, let us assume that the spin vector along y direction is also oscillatory, given by some complex amplitude v e power I pka minus omega t. So here we assumed that these two spin vectors along x and y directions are oscillating with two different amplitudes u and v. So here u and v are the complex amplitudes, p is an integer, k is the wave vector, and omega is the angular frequency of this oscillatory electron, and t is the time period. So let us substitute these two equations, that is Sp of x and Sp of y, in these equations. Then dsp of x by dt we get as 2sj by h cross. We get dsp of x by dt as, here s is the spin vector along z direction, which is a constant, j is the exchange integral, h cross is h by 2 pi. So these three terms are constants. So if you calculate the differentiation of Spx with respect to time, here the coefficient of time is minus I omega. So for dsp of x by dt we get minus I omega. So the same term, that is u e power I p ka minus omega t is equal to 2sj by h cross to spy. What is spy here? It is v e power I pka minus omega t minus sp minus 1 of y. So in place of p, let us replace this p with p minus 1 here, that is minus v e power I p minus 1 ka minus omega t minus, what is sp plus 1 of y? So here p is replaced with the p plus 1, that is minus v e power I p plus 1 into ka minus omega t minus I omega u e power I p ka minus omega t is equal to, let us take this term e power I p ka minus omega t as common, that is 2js by h cross. Here v is also common, so v e power I p ka minus omega t. So the remaining terms are 2 minus e power minus I ka. Since the terms I p ka minus omega t is common, so here we left over the terms e power minus I ka plus minus e power I ka. So on both sides e power I p ka minus omega t, e power I p ka minus omega t get cancelled. So the remaining terms are minus I omega u is equal to 2js by h cross v multiplied 2 minus e power minus ika plus e power plus ika. So if we take 2 as common, that is 4js v by h cross 1 minus e power ika plus e power minus ika divided by 2. So this term is 4js v by h cross 1 minus cos ka. That is I omega mu plus 4js v by h cross 1 minus cos ka is equal to 0. Let it be equation number 1. Similarly, the rate of change of the spin vectors along y direction. So what is the sp of y by dt? It is 2js by h cross sp minus 1 of x plus sp minus 1 of y minus 2 sp of x. Right. So what is sp of y? Sp of y is v e power I p ka minus omega t. So then the differentiation with respect to time, the same coefficients, that is minus I omega v e power I p ka minus omega t is equal to 2js by h cross sp minus 1 of x is v e power I p minus 1 ka minus u e power I p ka minus omega t plus u e power I p plus 1 ka minus omega t minus 2 sp of x is 2 u e power I p ka minus omega t. So if you take the common terms such as u e power I p ka minus omega t, then on both sides e power I p ka minus omega t get cancelled. The remaining terms are minus I omega v is equal to 2js u by h cross e power minus I ka plus e power I ka minus 2. So if we take the 2 as common, then that is 4js by h cross u e power minus I ka plus e power plus I ka by 2, that is cos ka minus 1. Since in this term we have 1 minus cos ka, let us convert this equation as 1 minus cos ka. Then minus I omega plus 4js by h cross u 1 minus cos ka is equal to 0. So this is the second term. Let us solve these 1 and 2 equations, which are the coefficients of u and v. So what is the first term here? The coefficient of u is I omega. Here the coefficient of v is 1 minus cos Ka and in the second term minus I omega, here it is 4js by h cross 1 minus cos Ka. So in this equation the coefficients of u are I omega, here the coefficients of v are 4js by h cross of 1 minus cos Ka. In this equation the coefficient of u are 4js by h cross of 1 minus cos Ka, and the here coefficients of v are minus I omega. So the modulus of these total terms is equal to 0. I omega multiplied by minus I omega. So omega square minus omega square. Minus omega square is equal to minus 4js by h cross whole square of 1 minus cos Ka whole square. Then the value of omega will be, omega is the angular frequency of that oscillatory electron. So omega is equal to 4js by h cross of 1 minus cos Ka. Then h cross omega is equal to 4js 1 minus cos Ka. So this is called the dispersion relation for the oscillatory electron in a ferromagnetic material. So if you draw the graph between K versus 4js by h cross, that is the angular frequency, if you draw the graph between Ka and 4js by h cross, then the graph will be like this. So at Ka is equal to 0, that is cos 0 is 0, then this equation becomes h cross omega is equal to 4js. At Ka is equal to pi by a, here we have negative sign, h cross bar omega is equal to minimum value. At cos K is equal to 0, the angular frequency is minimum. At K is equal to pi by a, then cos pi becomes minus 1, then h cross omega is equal to minus of minus plus 4js, this is minimum. So this is the dispersion relation of a ferromagnetic material.